Hi, Mikoi. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome again. I feel like I like saying welcome every week. It's my favorite thing to do. Welcome again to another episode of the Talk Table with Tequma. Mikoi, hands please. Since I cannot do drum rolls. But welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for sticking with us. It's been 4 episodes so far, and I can say it's been really good. Mikoi, what do you think?
Yeah, it's fourth time in a row, and I think it's amazing that we are meeting every week. So pleasure to see you again here.
Exactly. So if you're here, please, as usual, type where you're watching from or you're listening from. We always want to hear from you guys, and it's always a pleasure. You know this. So today, our topic is a very interesting topic, I would say, because we've all been volunteers at every point in our lives. But yes, I volunteered a lot growing up, so this is a topic that is very dear to my heart. So our topic today is volunteer management with NPSP. So, what are volunteers basically? Like I said, I volunteered a lot growing up. It was part of my, I would say, to do list because my dad forced us to do it. But after a while, it became part of me, and I know how useful I was to the organizations I volunteered for, and how much of a positive impact they always said we made, and how they like to include us into every journey in the step of the non-profit or the non governmental organizations. And from the past, we know how there was little to no technology. So it was a very hard process how we had to fill documents, how we had to report our time, working with the company, working outside, and it was hectic. So today we're talking about volunteer management and MPSP. So, Mikoi, please give us a brief introduction about volunteer management and the MPSP.
Yeah, so you usually like to place me in the shoes of a person that will provide some technical background from the Salesforce. So, okay,
My
so let's.
viewers, I like to call them my viewers, and they love you.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so Violet, as you mentioned, the volunteer management is a part of the NPSP product provided by the Salesforce NPSP Cloud. So the shortcut stands for the nonprofit success pack. If anyone forget what's the full name of this product from the Salesforce, right? And the volunteer management program or the volunteer management application is one of several that we are provided by Salesforce out of the box. A few of them we already described and discussed during our previous sessions. And this is probably one of the most underestimated, and I would say one of the not very well known, probably in the Salesforce community. But I think it should be definitely promoted because what this volunteer management application provides you is the ability to synchronize many people and also keep an eye on all the processes that you have connected to your volunteers while running the NGO or your organization, right? So I think it's very challenging to create a schedule to find the right person in the right time for a right place, right? Three factors, three factors to be met, and it can be challenging for the companies that do not have a sufficient tool. But Salesforce actually simplifies this a lot.
Yeah, true, true, true. Okay, so I've had experience with working with NPSP, with implementing NPSP, and I know how volunteer management has helped NPSP. But there are key features that I would like to highlight, and I'm sure you would help me. So it's not. So I hope you do not tell my viewers that I always put you on the spot. I am involved today. Okay, so firstly, volunteer management actually helps you to track the skills of your volunteers. So different volunteers coming into an organization, they have different skills. There are people that are really good with PR, personal management. There are people that are really good with recruiting. There are people that are good with working with their hands. There are people that would do mini attacks around the organization. And everybody has a role to play. And tracking skills together just gives the organization the ability to keep record and not have files all over the place, highlight. So if, for example, an organization needs a person that is really good with recruitment, you do not have to look for files all over the place. Volunteer management actually helps you to track those skills, right, Mikoy?
Yes, precisely. So on every record in the system, we have a tab or a part called skills. And based on your organization needs, you are able to customize the skills sets that are in the system. And then you can very easily assign them to the people that will join you as volunteers. So it makes a very, it makes it sorry it makes it much more easier. Oh, okay, sorry.
So, like you said, tabs and objects are very configurable according to the organization's needs. So, the skills needed for per organizations are easily configurable on Salesforce. And secondly, you can also track when a particular volunteer would be available. It's a volunteer job, and trust me, people have other full-time jobs that they would like to do and get paid. So you would know when this volunteer is available to work for this company, and it helps you know the volunteers that are available to help volunteers that are off. And if you are short-handed, or yeah, short-handed, you can actually make room for or make provision for more volunteers, or try to find a way around that situation. So most times I would say you can track this using reporting, or NPSP actually just gives you the probability of tracking the time that the volunteer has filled in for the availability for hours per month or per week, basically. So you can do this in two ways, I would say.
Yeah, from technical perspective, you just assign the days that people are available to help you run your organization. You can assign them to weekends, only to 3 days, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, right? And then simple filter all your volunteers per specific date, or per specific date that you need these people on site. For example, it can be done by reports, as Violet mentioned. It could be also done by via list views, for example. So Salesforce, with its nature, gives you ability to filter information from your system, or filter the data from your system, almost by each field, right? So it's very useful, especially if you are in a rush and you need to quickly find someone who will be able to help you.
But would you say it's easy to track volunteers that are available per hour, not per day, per hour, like to the latest time as possible?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Okay, so moving on, or like we said, email and reporting. I do not want to underestimate the power of reporting and dashboards, because trust me, every single time I learn something new. Like I think earlier I was working on a project and I had to bucket a due date list, and it was, trust me, I know how much the dashboard changed just by doing that. So I would not underestimate the power of reporting. And as usual, NPSP lets volunteer management, or makes volunteer management easier by providing reports that you need on volunteers, on their skills, on their availability, on their time, on their skills, availability, worked hours, and everything you need to know, or you need to, or an object or a field about a volunteer needed. I would say so.
Yeah, I think there is nothing else to be added. So we need to
Exactly.
remember. Yeah, we need to remember that Salesforce provides a very, very powerful tool to report. And what is more, it is very well described via documentation, App Exchange packages. Maybe we'll tell it about App Exchange the other time, and also by the Salesforce community. So if you have any troubles with creating reports, you can just simply Google it, and they will guide you step by step, right? So.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to ask you about the volunteers portal and communication. What do you think about that?
So, first of all, we need to say that there is nothing out of the box like volunteer portal. Salesforce gives you the opportunity to build your own websites, I would say, based on the Experience Cloud. About Experience Cloud, we will talk next week during our webinar, which I'm very excited about, and I invite you to join us next week. But basically, if you need a place to synchronize your work, to get some input from the volunteers, to get some files, data, to help to let them communicate with each other. So simply build a new community. The portal would be a great great way to do that. First of all, it's cheaper. uh, it can be done without any cost. It can be done via assigning some licenses, which are still cheaper than the full Salesforce license. Uh, the second advantage is that you can very easily customize it and adjust to your needs. So it seems like a perfect option not only to let people communicate, but also interact with the organization itself and track their activities performed there. So yeah, I'm very excited about the webinar on the Experience Cloud. I hope you will join us there. Probably the volunteer portal will be one of the use case that we will describe. So yeah, I think it's worth checking, definitely. If you're thinking how to, for example, find new people or let them sign into your organization, definitely Experience Cloud is the answer.
As Mikoi said, we'll be talking more on Experience Cloud on the 15th of February 2023. And we are not hoping that you're there. We know we want you to be there. It's compulsory. You don't want to miss Mikoi in all his glory talking about Experience Cloud. And he's certified in Experience Cloud, hugely certified, I would say. So please join us next week where we go into details about the Experience Cloud and how it will be helpful to your organization. And as usual, we cannot wait to see you there. Okay, so Biko, I thank you for talking about volunteer management with me today. And as we've mentioned, volunteer management is an essential tool for non-profits to streamline their operations, to reduce manual data entry, and to improve communication, like you said, with volunteers. And that is what we aim to do for organizations to make it better. Tequma as Tequma, we provide services for non-profits and for commercial organizations. You can always reach out to us on every channel, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, and there's always somebody available to answer you or to talk to you about solutions that we provide and we offer. So please reach out to us. Trust me, we do everything. We are certified. We have a certified marketing cloud specialist, a certified experience cloud specialist, certified administrators, and we have you covered in every aspect. We also have volunteers. I would say. Thank you guys for joining us today. It was nice to have everyone here and see you next week on the Experience Cloud with Mikoi, and we hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Mikoi.
Thank you.
Next week. Bye, guys.